Let's talk about Captain Tom and why he would indeed be turning in his grave after the revelations in a new report from the Charity Commission, which, well, the latest report, absolutely damning, into what happened to £1.5 million of the money that was put into the charity set up in his name, a foundation set up in his name, the Captain Tom Foundation, by his own daughter. This is Hannah Ingram-Moore and her husband Colin. They've now been accused by the Charity Commission of misleading the public and pocketing £1.5 million. Well, let's talk about this with the barrister and writer Stephen Barrett. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Good morning.
I mean, it's just an extraordinary story, this. It was a lovely, heartwarming story during a very difficult time for millions of us during lockdown to see Captain Tom and his little walker raising money. Absolutely lovely. And there was a huge sum of money that was raised that did go to various NHS charities, almost £39 million. But there's another charity, this foundation is set up by the family, people thought was also going to good causes, but it turns out the good cause was, you know, a new pool at their house and some good holidays by the sounds of it.
Yes. I mean, the first thing to say is that I don't think anything about this should change the way anybody feels about Captain Tom, who was, as you say, during a pretty traumatic time for the country, a genuine hero and a ray of light and sunshine and a very good thing.
You couldn't not smile when you saw him on the telly.
No, and a most deserving Knight of the Realm when not every Knight of the Realm is as impressive as he is.
Ain't that the truth?
So it shouldn't come to his memory, and we don't necessarily, whilst many of us have children, you know, our children don't always impress us. I think the other thing to say is that the Charity Commission has done its job properly, you know, and it deserves its credit for this. But it is absolutely scandalous that they don't have the power to simply order this money back.
Yes, that's extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, it's basically been, I mean, most people would view this, whether that's the legal term or not, as theft, wouldn't they? Or fraud?
Well, whatever name you put on it, I would expect if this were a court process, that at the end of the end of this, reaching a conclusion like this, the court would then order the money to go back to the charity. You know what? The brazenness of it. I know that we focus on the 1.5 million because it's the largest sum, but there's really quite a shocking fact about a talk that she was invited to give, where she pocketed £18,000 and she gave £2,000 to the charity. Now that is quite shocking.
Yeah.
And she claimed, well,
I don't mind her expenses being covered, the train fare maybe in a hotel, but...
No, and the suggestion that she gave to the Charity Commission, which they obviously rejected because it's ridiculous, is that people were genuinely interested in her as an individual. When we didn't know who she was.
No, I mean, you know, what's her name again? Exactly. But also, when she set up this charity, her initial emails, they've got everything, said that she thought that as chief executive, she should be paid £150,000 a year.
Yes, and I mean, sorry, Julia, but I set up a charity and ran one for 13 years for £0 a year.
Exactly. But the amazing thing is, and I was saying to Philip earlier, is that, you know, it's not even like they had the excuse that they were terribly poor on the breadline and needed this money. They're a rich middle-class family in a £2 million house.
Yes, and then they decided to build their spa, which they built illegally against planning permission. And
using the charity's name.
Yes, they used the charity's name initially on the application form, which is, I mean, is just obviously manipulative. I mean, this is just shockingly brazen behaviour, and it's part of, I think that there's been a general collapse of morality in our country, and a false belief that you can replace morality with law and rules, and you can't. We do actually just need to have some basic morality, and these people do need to be shamed. People who are their friends need to stop being their friends. That, you know, there needs to be social and societal implications for this. These people are a disgrace, you know, and we need to go back to that idea.
I'm completely with you on that. And again, would you want to be friends with someone like that at all? It's, again, as I said to Philip, it's not even just that they did it, is that they thought about doing it. And they must have lain awake at night, you know, husband or wife, and going, oh, why don't we do this? And then we can get that. I mean, imagine having that thought process after your beloved father has died. It's just extraordinary. I say he should be, you know, turning in his grave, and what the disgrace his daughter is to him and to his good name. But as you say, it shouldn't tarnish Captain Tom's good name. Stephen Barrett, thank you so much for joining us. Quick thought from Philip.
Yeah, 100%. You know, collapse in morality across the country. I think that sums up so many things that are going wrong.
It's the whole, like, not paying for your bus fare, and the shoplifting, and the general doesn't matter.
Ripping off the social, so that,
yeah,
you know,
totally. It's all part of it, isn't it? Good point.